It took me a little longer to get settled into the new year than normal, but as we approach a new month, I'm finally finding my rhythm. Hi, I'm Carrie from InvisArt Planners, and I talk about all things digital planning on this channel. Today I'm closing up January and setting up February. So if you're having a planning session too, grab your pens and planners and plan along with me. I was going to do a planner setup video for the new year, and I even have it filmed, but time got away from me, so I thought I'd just share a quick recap here. Last year, I used 2 different weekly planners. I used our modular planner with the dashboard weekly at the start of 2025, and then swapped to our modular grid weekly in the middle of the year. Because every time summer rolls around, I just want to start a new planner. And last year, I couldn't resist the temptation. And I enjoyed the extra space that I had for each day with the grid weekly for to-do lists and memory keeping. But I'm back at it with the dashboard for 2026 because I can swap out different sections without losing any days of the week. If I added more than one different widget to the weekly grid, it came at the cost of losing a day of the week. And sometimes that was okay, but it felt too restrictive for how I plan. I am going to miss the extra journaling space though, so I'll have to figure that out as the year goes on. The main thing I like to do at the start of a new year is go in and delete all of my unused pages from the previous year. It's just like additional weight that I don't need to keep, both metaphorically and from a digital storage standpoint. I also consolidate all of my monthly calendars and monthly favorite pages into one planner so they're easy to look through. I don't often look back through my planners, but it's so nice when I do that it's really been motivating to complete the monthly calendars and favorites page. Although I did miss a couple of monthly calendars last year. And here's a quick tip on how to delete a bunch of pages at once. Go to the top left corner and click on the pages icon. Tap on the 3 dots in the right corner of the window that pops up, and then tap on Select Pages. Then tap on each page that you want to delete. Once you're on this select screen, you can tap and drag to select multiple pages in a row, or you can tap and hold while pulling downward on your screen to select multiple rows quickly. Then tap on More and select Move to Trash. Now onto this month's Plan With Me. If you've watched any of our other Plan With Me videos, you'll remember that I like to start each month by finishing up the previous month, starting with the calendar. I was able to fill in a little bit as this month went on because I've been feeling motivated to keep up with using this monthly calendar as a mini journal. I missed a couple months last year and realized how much I missed it and how much I enjoy looking back at it. At the start of each month, I quickly type in any events or appointments that we have. It's fast to do and easy to adjust if things get canceled or moved. But once the event is done, I like to go back and add them to little tags like this so that they look a little prettier and they stand out from the bits of journaling that I add throughout the calendar. Some of the things I want to remember from January are rearranging the office, finding a new park for Teddy to roam and meeting a new friend, hanging out with good friends to watch football games, and time spent playing tennis and pickleball. I think I've mentioned it in a previous video, but I've been learning to not be overly precise with everything. There are times when it's absolutely necessary, but I don't think memory keeping in my planner is one of them. So I'm doing my best to unclench. I used to have a photo editing file on my computer that I used to make sure every single picture was sized just right, down to the pixel. But that took extra time, energy, and spoons really that I don't have. So I ultimately ended up avoiding doing it. Now I just use the crop tool in GoodNotes, and close enough is good enough. I've never once looked back on a month and thought, oh, that crop is off, or that looks awful. I'm just happy to see the pictures and the little bits of journaling. In addition to keeping the cropping simple, I try to keep everything on this calendar pretty straightforward. I add in a few favorite pictures from the month, type in a quick description, and use the pen tool with a dotted line to draw little connections between the memory and the image. I also go in and highlight a few keywords in each memory, but that's mostly just because I enjoy the pop of color that it adds to the text. Anything more complicated than that, like compiling mood board style images, adding GIFs, which you can do in GoodNotes now, or finding different stickers and clip art would probably make me not want to finish the monthly calendar at all. So I try and keep it simple. But I do love watching other people add those types of things to their digital planners. I just know that for me, it's an extra step that becomes a barrier to finishing, and not something that I enjoy. I think that's why mood boards have never really worked for me. And I really like that the monthly calendar ends up being full of my own pictures and memories. I also filled in a bit of the monthly faves page as the month went on, so there's only a couple of things left to add to this page too. It turns out setting up a new month is faster than closing up the previous one. For me at least. Monthly calendars are always the fastest part of it all because I highlight birthdays and add in events and then just move on to the dashboard. I didn't really use the monthly dashboard in January though, because I got a late start to the month. So I didn't spend too much time setting it up, so it ended up not being too useful. I'm planning on using this page just as a broad overview of what I want to accomplish this month. I don't do any actual planning on this page, and I only check in when I plan out each week. So I don't want to spend too much time setting everything up. I'm just trying to keep everything as simple as possible. I'm definitely still working on not over-planning everything, because it turns out over-planning is a form of procrastination that feels productive, but it really isn't. So for February, I added in my weekly habits and then adjusted the layout so I had more to-do lists. I'm splitting my work into 2 lists, one for releases and one for content, and then I added a column for our garden, and after I fill in each of those lists, I'm done. Also, GoodNotes added the ability to lock images, text box, and shapes, and so far it's been a game changer. It makes writing on top of these widgets and doodling on photos so much easier. If you want to learn more about that locking tool, check out this video in the corner, and I'll also link it in the description below. I might go back and fill in this month's priorities, but because we're focusing on smaller weekly releases versus like really big projects, I'm probably going to end up using that space for some memory keeping instead, and I'll probably fill that in at the end of the month. Actually, now that I think about it, as I use this page and fill it out, I think for March I might use this page entirely for memory keeping, because I really do use Notion to keep track of all of our projects, big and small. So using this as an overview might just be redundant busy work, and like I said, I'm trying not to overplan, and I've really enjoyed the memory keeping layouts, so that might be a change I make next month. And that's it. My planner is ready for February. I hope you enjoyed this video and picked up a couple of useful tips. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to see more videos like this. If you want to see more Plan With Me's, check out these videos. And until next time, bye!